Hello and welcome. The whole idea that AI is going to change education someday, well, that's officially old news. It is happening right now, and the scale of it is pretty staggering. So let's just dive right in.
Take a look at this number, 2 billion. According to some recent research, that's roughly how many messages are sent to ChatGPT every single week by people just like you and me asking for help with learning. AI isn't some niche tool anymore. It is quickly becoming the most influential teacher in the entire world.
And a scale like that brings up a massive, and I mean really critical question. With all of this AI help at our fingertips, are we really building deep, lasting knowledge? Or could it be that the sheer ease of these tools is tricking us into thinking we're learning when we're actually not?
And that question leads us directly to this hidden trap that learning scientists have a name for, the illusion of learning. It's a really subtle but powerful effect, and it turns out AI is exceptionally good at creating it.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, the illusion of learning is basically when you mistake how fluent you feel with information for genuine mastery. You know that feeling, right? When an AI spits out a perfect, polished summary, our brain gets this little rush of satisfaction that feels a lot like understanding. But the problem is, we haven't done any of the hard work to actually earn it. This illusion is really built on 3 specific cognitive traps. First up, fluency bias. Just because something is easy to read and looks clean doesn't mean you've learned it. Second, performance is not the same as learning. You might be able to solve a problem with AI's help today, but that doesn't mean you can do it on your own tomorrow. And third, over-scaffolding. It's like having training wheels on your bike forever. Too much support prevents us from ever learning to ride on our own. Ultimately, all of these traps lead to one big problem: cognitive offloading. It's a fancy way of saying we're outsourcing our thinking. We're skipping the struggle, the confusion, and the effort, and it turns out that messy part is precisely where real, durable learning actually happens. This whole thing reveals a really deep tension in how we even think about learning. Is the goal just optimization, getting the right answer as fast and efficiently as possible? Or is it something deeper, something we could call authentic learning? And you can really see the 2 models here. On the left, you've got optimization. It's frictionless, it's efficient, but it really only simulates learning. On the right, though, you have authentic learning. And yeah, it requires struggle. It's not just about what you know, it's about how that knowledge transforms you as a person. It's about truly owning your understanding. This isn't some newfangled idea. Over 2,000 years ago, Plato made this exact same distinction. He said that just having a correct belief is valuable, sure, but it can run away. True knowledge, on the other hand, is that same belief tied down by an account of the reason why. It's not just about having the answer, it's about owning the reasoning behind it. So here's the crucial point, the main takeaway. All that confusion, the false starts, the mental effort that we try so hard to avoid, that is not a bug in the learning process. That is the feature. It's the very mechanism that ties down our knowledge and makes it stick. Okay, so if we agree that struggle is essential, how should we change our relationship with AI? The key here is to shift our mindset. We have to stop treating AI like some all-knowing oracle and start using it as a thinking partner. And I absolutely love this metaphor for it. On one hand, you have the takeout approach. You just order a finished product, an essay, an answer, a block of code. That's pure cognitive offloading. But on the other hand, you have the chef approach. A chef doesn't order a finished meal. No way. They use all kinds of sophisticated tools as part of their own creative process. That's cognitive engagement. So the goal isn't to get rid of AI. It's to change its role in our lives. We need to stop treating it like this infallible oracle and start using it more like a Socratic partner, a tool that asks us questions, that challenges our assumptions, and then ultimately helps us deepen our own thinking. So how do we actually do this in practice? Well, it all comes down to what might be the most important skill in the age of AI. Not just using the tools, but learning how to learn with them, to build that authentic knowledge we've been talking about. Here's a brilliant, really practical framework for this. It's a 4-step loop. First, you upload your own materials to force a sense of ownership. Then, you use the AI to help you interpret them. Next, and this is key, you actively challenge your own understanding by asking the AI to find flaws or even argue against you. And finally, you practice by turning the tables and having the AI quiz you. This changes how we prompt the AI completely. Instead of asking, "What's the answer?" you ask, "Give me a problem to solve." Instead of "Explain this concept," you say, "Quiz me on this concept." You ask for feedback, not just a finished product. You ask it to find the holes in your logic. Basically, you ask for the struggle. And this isn't just some fringe idea. Believe me, this quote comes from Demis Hassabis, the CEO of Google DeepMind. He argues that the most critical human skill right now is metacognition, that ability to think about our own thinking and to intentionally design our own learning process.
So, after all of that, what's the one thing you should walk away with? What's the crucial idea to remember the next time you open up an AI to help you learn?
It's this. The best way to use AI for learning isn't to ask for the answer. It's to ask for the struggle, because that struggle is what transforms flimsy information into real knowledge. The question is no longer what does the AI know, it's what will you ask of it. So, what will you ask for?